Hey, good morning everybody. Today I wanted to give you a different option for a row cover. Now row covers you can get in all different sizes and they work really well for protecting your plants from maybe some light frost in the early spring or early fall, as well as keeping bugs off of your different plants. I tend to use them mostly for my cole crops like cabbage, broccoli, kale, mainly to keep bugs off of them. We always have a problem with cabbage moths getting in, laying their eggs, and then, once the eggs hatch, the larva just decimates the kale, cabbage, whatever, and you end up with nothing. So I will put these over. The one problem I've found with these is that because they are made to, also help keep frost out, they tend to get hot in there in the summertime, which is not good for your cabbage and other cole crops that are not as heat tolerant. They do let water through though, so that's a good thing. But, they can run various prices. I've seen them on Amazon, like an 8x10 for like $15, $17, something like that. I saw a 25-foot one for like $40. And if you have a lot of different beds you want to cover, they can get kind of pricey. So another alternative is using Tulle, T-U-L-L-E. This is Tulle. It's a really thin fabric that they make wedding veils out of, and make costumes, and it tends to be used more in sewing, but it's real lightweight, and for covering your plants, still lets the water through, but because it's so thin, it lets more airflow through to keep your plants from getting too hot. And another great aspect of this is how much cheaper it is. This is 25 yards for about 25 bucks. I think it was $24.52 on Amazon. 25 yards of this will go a long way, so you're getting a lot more for your money. You can also use this. Oh, one other thing is if you really want to spice up your garden, it comes in all different colors, like 8 different colors. I mean, you can get this in yellow, blue, green, brown, orange, purple, depends on where you order from. You can also get this at, like fabric stores, and you might even be able to get this at a craft store, I'm not sure, like Michael's or something. But we got ours on Amazon. So today I'm going to replace my row cover with this Tulle so you can see what it looks like. I also want to shrink in this area because I have a few cabbage in here, but I also have some beets and Swiss chard that I planted and a bunch of flowers on that end that I want to kind of open up to the air where I'm not worried about the bugs getting to those. I really just want to cover the cabbage, but I also want to cover my blueberries before the catbirds eat them all. So let's do that. You hear them chickens? Somebody's laying an egg, or somebody's mad that they're in their favorite nest. The girls tend to have their favorite nest and get upset when somebody else is in there. So I use these hoops to help hold the netting up off the plants. I don't remember how much I paid for these. It was like a set of 6, and they work really well for these 8x4 foot beds. You can move them around real easy. They just pull in and out of the ground. But you can use, pieces of wood, just something to lift up the stuff off the plants. If you want to do that. Sometimes finding where your edge is be a little difficult. This stuff is folded over, so I want to make sure that I've got a wide enough section. Yeah, that's going to be, I think, perfect. One thing that I'm checking here is to make sure that it's wide enough to lay on the ground on both sides. And because these plants have gotten so big, I'm not sure if putting it the width this way is going to work. It's really close though. And because this stuff is so light, I'm okay with it laying right on the plant. That's not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to keep working with this and see if I can't get it to set up the way I want it to. All right, so it took a little finagling, but I did get it worked out. I took it down in the ground a little bit, put some dirt on top of it to help hold it, and then I also used some old wood blocks that I set along the edges to help keep it in place and make sure that there's no areas where, you know, it's lifted up off the ground where little buggies can crawl underneath there and start feeding away at my plants. And so now I've opened up this whole area, and it looks like a couple of my beets are just starting to sprout. Not a whole lot of action going over here yet, but maybe once I water it today, we'll get some action going. And then my flowers over here are sprouting very well. So now I've got my cabbage covered. Let's go take a look at our blueberries. So I've got these two blueberry bushes here, and I planted these, Merle. Chickens have been having a fit all morning, and I went up and looked to see what all the ruckus was about. And Penny is in the favorite nest, and Ellie Mae was not having it. So they've all been running around yelling at each other. Anyway, I planted these blueberries probably 4 years ago, and I think in the last 4 years, I may have gotten 4 blueberries. Because the catbirds, who I've come to an understanding with, tend to love blueberries, and they eat them before they're even quite ripe. So I'll see ones that are just starting to turn blue and get excited, oh, I'm gonna get some blueberries, and then I'll come out here like 2 days later and the bush is stripped. So they've already started working on this one. This one has more ripe berries on it than that one over there. And they've taken a lot off of this bush, but I want to try to save what's left. That one though still has a decent little amount of blueberries on it that I think I'll be able to save by using this tulle netting or tulle fabric. I saw somebody ask a question on the Amazon post about, is this tulle netting or tulle fabric? And the manufacturer responded and said that it was tulle fabric. So I'm not really sure what the difference is between the two, but this is the fabric and it works just fine. All right, let's see if this does anything to keep the catbirds off. I think I'm actually going to need 2 pieces to cover the whole plant. Yeah. So I'll cut 2 pieces, one this way, one that way, and then yeah, I didn't cut this long enough. It's okay. We can use this for another project. So what I'm gonna do is just get some twine and kind of bunch all the tulle around the bottom and just tie some twine around it and hold it on. If I can find my scissors. Ta-da! Okay, so got this one wrapped up. Now I just got to do that one. And then my blueberries should be protected from the catbirds. And you know, this is just a temporary thing. Once the blueberries are done and ripe and I pick them, you know, take it off and you can use this for something else. You can continually use this stuff where you need it around your garden to cover berries and whatever crops really need to. If you're having a problem with any type of bird or insect getting into your plants, look at maybe using the tulle to cover it up. So there you have it, both bushes are covered. I kind of match, actually. I'm color coordinating today with my netting. All right, so both. Really, we're gonna start this now with the yapping over there. So we're also gonna look at covering our elderberry flowers, berries, what have you. Our trees are still fairly young. We don't get a lot of berries on them yet, and the few berries that we did get last year, the birds ate almost all of them. It is a full-on cacophony. Is that the way you say it? Of noise? Everybody's throwing a fit this morning. You come out here and try to video and there's crowing and cackling. Living in the country sometimes louder than the city, just a different kind of noise. What was I saying about the elderberries? Oh, yeah. So the birds ate most of the elderberries that we got last year because our plants are fairly young, and or trees, I should say, are fairly young, and they don't put off a lot of berries yet. This year we do have a lot of flower clusters on them, and we want to try to save as many berries as possible. So what we're thinking, instead of covering the whole tree, we could take actually small bits of this, cut off small mouths to go around each cluster of berries, and just like rubber band it on or something, and that should keep the birds off of it. So anyway, I hope you will consider this as an alternative to using a standard row cover. You get a lot more for your money. It's lighter and easy to work with. Still lets all the air and light in that you need, and you know, rain for water. It lets all that in, but it keeps your bugs and your birds off of your plants. So thanks for stopping by and checking out our video today. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you click on the little bell at the top of your screen, you will get notification when we upload new content. That way you don't miss anything. So hope you're having a great day. Namaste.